Hey guys, it's Jason with Tandy Labs and I have your Tandy Candy. Today we are taking a first look at the Tandy 1000 SX. Now while the Tandy 1000 SX didn't immediately follow the very popular Tandy 1000, it was the next big advancement in the 1000 series. Apart from having 5 expansion slots rather than the 3, the Tandy 1000X looked very similar to the original Tandy 1000 on the exterior, but offered significant performance improvements under the hood. The clock speed of the processor was nearly doubled, and the system also utilized a math coprocessor. I think we all could utilize one of those at some point in our life. Performance, on the other hand, was further enhanced by the use of DMA, direct memory access, which permitted different elements of the system to undertake unrelated tasks at the same time. Memory could be upgraded to 640 kilobytes per second, and for the first time, this could be done without installing a memory board in one of the 5 expansion slots. Incidentally, 640 kilobytes is about 160 pages of text. Now, at this point in computer history, when the Tandy 1000 SX was released, it was starting to become difficult to express computer lingo in ways that reflected what you could expect a computer to actually do for you. For example, a page of text loaded into a memory on a system from the late 70s might take up half of its active storage capacity, with the other half going to commands and program instructions. Now, by the time the Tandy 1000 SX came along, user data made up a much smaller percentage of RAM than 10 years earlier. 640 kilobytes means that the computer can play fun games with lots of graphics, but you couldn't keep opening tabs and new apps like you do on smartphones today. Even with the complex graphics, many tasks of even slow phones today would be too much for a 640 kilobyte system. Primitive as things were back then, or as they seem to be now, the tech specs of new systems in 1986, when the Tandy 1000 SX was first released, were probably enough to make the geeks and computer science experts of the time line up to get their hands on one, which helped Tandy quickly realize that most users wanted to clearly see a system do more. Now, Deskmate II 6-in-1 demonstrated to customers that the Tandy 1000X was really better than its predecessors by offering the ability to quickly switch applications. Such features were made possible by the use of DMA, the math coprocessor, and an increase in the amount of RAM from 128 kilobytes to 384 kilobytes. The increase in the number of expansion ports was designed to allow for better graphics as well as modems and networking, all of which could be used by the Deskmate package. A 20 megabyte hard drive was available for the Tandy 1000 SX in the form of an expansion card. Also, SCSI cards could be purchased, which allowed the use of external hard drives. You could pick up a Tandy 1000 SX for the grand total of $1,199 from the 1987 Tandy computer catalog with the following features: an 8088 CPU running at 7.16 megahertz, 8087 math coprocessor, 384 kilobytes of RAM expandable to 640 kilobytes, your standard DMA, CGA graphics, 640 by 200, high resolution graphics optional via an expansion card, 2 5.25 360 kilobyte floppy disk drives. Now, the catalog describes these as disks with 360,000 characters of storage, or roughly 88 pages of text. You get the 90 key keyboard, not AT or XT compliant. You get the 5 expansion slots. You get MS-DOS 3.2, GW Basic, which means beginning all-purpose symbolic instruction code. You get the Deskmate II, 6 applications on one disk. This featured text processing, spreadsheet analysis, electronic filing, calendar alarm, telecommunications, and electronic mail. Note, the optional 1200 mod modem required for telecom and email. And then a 67 watt power supply. The Tandy 1000 SX did not have a clock calendar chip with the battery backup, so it wasn't necessary to enter the date and time at startup every time you turned it on, which was still pretty common at the time. We purchased 2 of these Tandy 1000 SXs. The first one was given to us by Wendy, who you may remember as the original Tandy Lab show host. It was in very good condition, except that the disk controller had failed, preventing the system from booting. Minor detail. It was in its original container and included a keyboard, a quick start reference guide, the practical guide to the Tandy 1000 SX, and an original cardboard sleeve labeled disk organizer, which contained MS-DOS and GW Basic, supplemental programs, Deskmate II, and Deskmate sample data. We picked up our second 1000 SX on eBay for $91. It only included the system unit and has clearly seen some action. One of the well-fastened rubberized feet was missing, and the top cover showed significant scratches and some sticky tape adhesive. The front of the Tandy 1000 SX has the 1000 SX badge, reset button, the proprietary keyboard port, 2 joystick ports, and the 2 5¼ floppy disk drives. The power button is located on the side of the unit. On the back of the system, you can see the AC power connector, printer port, light pen port, CGA graphics port, composite video and sound jacks, and the 5 expansion slots. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. Be on the lookout for the 1000 SX in future videos, and I hope you're as excited as I am to see some of the other systems that we are adding to our collection. Now make sure you like this video, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, and comment down below. Let us know what you guys want to see. Also, if you can't get enough on this channel, you can also see us on our Facebook page at Tandy Lab. We are always looking for sugar daddies and sugar mamas, so if you'd like to help support this program, you can find us on Patreon. Thanks for watching, and be on the lookout for this and other great vintage systems. We'll see you next time.